What's up, people, and welcome to the Big Blue House, or Big Blue House, I don't know, the E3 Nintendo special. In this episode, we'll cover off everything Nintendo had to talk about in their digital event, and then we'll also go back and look at the results for the E3 rumor game that we've been playing. So, although Ben wanted you to listen to him in any order that you wanted, I probably would recommend this one comes last of the three, just because of that rumor game at the end. So digital event. Nintendo opted once again to not have a traditional, conventional conference, and this time opting for the digital event. And credit to them, first of all, because they opened with some Robot Chicken animation. And they've got the team involved heavily as well, because you can hear Seth Green's voice work in there as well. So opening up with an animated Reggie coming onto a stage and then getting a fire power up and blasting somebody in the crowd because they asked about a new Mario game. Funny stuff. Right there and then, though, he did outright just say, no, there's no new Mario game. So I almost switched off at that point. But I'm glad I didn't, and I'm going to cover off everything they've revealed then, or they've gone through. First of all, Smash Bros. If you watched anything from the digital event, please watch this, because they open with Iwata versus Reggie fighting each other.
This was
which
the
was funny
best
stuff,
thing,
right?
man. It was the best thing that I see all E3. By far the best thing I'd seen all E3. It was so funny and so well done. Oh my god, it was so good. Did you guys see this? Yeah.
I didn't actually, and I will watch it later. But yeah, because I completely missed the event because I was at work. So yes, I'm interested to know what happened.
If you don't watch this, you are doing yourself a disservice. It was amazing.
It all led up to the reveal of Mii's being in the new Smash Bros., which I think is a fantastic touch, and now's the right time to have it. Game development have said, though, that they didn't want to just chuck Mii's in there because they didn't seem like they'd be powerful enough, or they didn't seem like it would be fair or it would work. So what they've done is they've chosen three classes, the fighter, the swordsman, or the gunner. So when you put your Mii into the game, you have three fighting styles, but you can move your moveset around a bit just to make it feel a bit personalized. So I think it's a nice touch, and I'm looking forward to having all
That's cool.
the Mii's that I've taken off of your guys' 3DSs. I'm looking forward to having them in a little Smash Bros. Brawl or something.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
That's cool.
With that in mind, though, they've got, before I talk about the little figurines that they've got out, they have confirmed the release date of the 3DS version being the 3rd of October, and that we will get the Wii U one as well this year in winter, which I'm very surprised to hear. I thought that would have been pushed back to maybe spring next year, especially with such a late release now for the other version. Handhelds normally do well over the summer, but October's pushing late towards the Christmas releases. But hey, the reason we're getting the Wii U version this year, I'm sure, is because they want to push these new little figurines. So the Amiibos, this was the reveal of the new Nintendo version of Skylanders, or the Disney Infinity, if you like. The Wii U gamepad, if you look down in the bottom left corner, has this little icon. We've kind of not quite known what was going to be used for, but now it's confirmed that these little figurines, like Skylanders, will have a chip in the base of them, and you pop it on the pad, and then that character comes into your game. Whether or not I have the games that support these characters, I will be buying the whole set, because as a Nintendo fan, these are something I have to have. They look fantastic. Along with this, it also confirmed something that I've been worried about, and they've said that it's coming to Mario Kart as well, which means the likes of maybe Bowser Jr., who's not in the game, they'll now release a figurine of him, so I can play as him. And like I said, even if I didn't have the games, I want a Bowser Jr. in a miniature cart to put up on my shelf. Definitely something for me. When you guys do finally pick up like a Wii U and Smash Bros, would you be bothered by the extra stuff like that, or is it just me because I already have things like Disney Infinity and a 6-year-old?
It's basically DLC, but you get a little figurine. So depending on the price, I mean, how much are we talking for each little figurine?
Well, this is before we even think of pricing. Yeah, there's no way that Johnny isn't going to buy himself a Link, man.
Yeah, of course, whether or not he has the content. Right?
Yeah, that's
true. The more you play as Link, like the more your little amiibo learns from your play and like levels up and stuff, and it learns your tricks and like gets better as like an AI fighter. So you could get your little Link figure, man, make it the most badass Link player, and then just like stick that on your friends' games, and then have your Link just kick the crap out of them.
That's pretty cool. I like that idea.
That's awesome, man.
I mean, is this a good move for them? Yes, of course it is. There's still a lot of money and there's still a lot of years left in this sort
It
of
had
thing.
to happen.
Skylanders is annual now, and that says something. They're going to run out of ideas soon. But with this Mario here, what's to say eventually that Link you've been using in your Smash Bros game couldn't go on to be in something else eventually as well with that level, or with your stats, knowing
they
how
could do a
good
lot
you
with
are.
it. So
there's room, isn't there? And it says the chip in the pad, it doesn't just receive data; it's sending it back to the figurine, and it's got the memory within the figure, like you say, with the leveling up and understanding and remembering. So it's exciting times for Nintendo. Let's have a little bit more about them then. Developer story. So this is something where they went away, spoke to some people in Japanese, and I had to read subtitles for a while. But we got Yoshi's Woolly World as the official title now for the Yoshi's Epic Yarn game. It's looking better and better the more I see of this. This wasn't a game that I initially wanted to buy, but on watching it on E3 this week, even my son in the background caught a glimpse of it and came over and sat with me. He's just completely enthralled by this, and I think it has to be a purchase now at my house, definitely.
That's great.
It's looking better. It's looking clever. 2-player mode as well. Looks like it will help you if you do have a younger player in your family who's maybe not so good. You can support them a lot more than some games that are designed for 2-player. Knack is definitely another example of that, and not talking about Cerny right now, but it's something similar. The second player jumps in and helps, basically. And Viva Pinata had something similar as well, where the second pad could jump in and just help control for a little while and just make sure the younger player was still having fun and not getting frustrated. That's the important thing. They have said the game's not about competition and being great. It's about having fun and taking your time. They said they look at Mario, you've got your time limit, you've got goals to reach and get to the end line. This game, you just want to have fun.
It's kind of the same ethics that they had with Kirby's Epic Yarn, in that like you kind of couldn't die, but it was all about just collecting things and having fun,
Yeah, sometimes just like letting your hair down. That upsets me to say that, but yeah, letting your hair down and just relaxing, kick your feet up and have fun with a game. That's fun. Got to have games like that from time to time. Something similar then that I think is going to be a stress-free bit of fun is the next game. When you guys came round recently, you played the Mario game from last December, the Mario 3D World.
Yep.
You remember that little Toad mini game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Where you play it on the gamepad, you blow in the mic and move him around on like an isometric grid. That's got a full release now. I couldn't see if they were looking at retail or as a downloadable game. I'm going to struggle as a download. I need to earn this at retail level, please, Nintendo. So make sure it comes out on disc. I will be buying it. It's out this winter. It is just basically a Toad puzzle game. I'm really excited. That mini game was good fun, and to have that as a full game release, I don't see it getting boring. I see it expanding and giving me more puzzles and more fun. The next one is the big one. So let's have a look at this. So he's sat there chatting. Big screen pops up behind him of a field. It looks luscious. The grass is like waving around. The horse's tail is moving. An enemy appears out of the ground, starts chasing, and then we see the horse move towards the screen, and it's like Link on a horse. He goes down another road. It like breaks a bridge, jumps off, shoots a bow and arrow at it. What have we got? We got the new Zelda.
This is easily the best visuals I've ever seen on the Wii U, man.
So this is where I got
amazing.
I got the text message from Ben saying, "Oh well, now I need a Wii U then." So I'm glad it's had that impact, because we were talking about that last week about how you weren't sure, and then Zelda would be the one that sold it to you. So I'm glad it is, and I'm glad it's confirmed for next year. I would like to have seen a bit more of a nailed on date, but say in the rumor game,
it is next year, is it?
It is next year, definitely. So
wow, wasn't expecting that.
Can we just like stop and appreciate how nice the graphics are in that game and the visual style as well that they've gone for? This is the coolest looking Link they've ever made by a long shot, man.
Yep, I agree.
It's like perfectly cel shaded anime style Link, man. Like still Zelda-y, not too sort of anime, but just the perfect mix between cel shading and like even better than Skyward Sword, which I already really liked the designs in, man. It blew me away, man.
Something else with this Zelda game, and I think Link Between Worlds was the testing ground for this, wasn't it? That they want you to have more freedom of choice within the game, and so he said that you're going to decide which way you play it. You're not going to jump straight to the boss, but you're going to go and do the dungeons in your order. You're going to explore in your order. There's no set path. You go off and do this how you want to do it, and that's another bit about this. That's great. What are we calling it? Like Skylink or something? Skyrim Link. I don't know. Something.
Zalrim.
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 That works.
But yeah,
one thing I want to talk about just briefly, because I've been speculating like mad since I saw that brief bit of footage and stuff. The arrow that he broke out to finish off the monster was really, really cool looking, but it looks too cool to just be an item in the game. What are the chances that this is going to be our Master Sword for this game, man? That it's going to revolve more around the bow than actual sword play, man?
That would be interesting, actually. That's a very good point. I didn't think of that. But yeah, it looks like it's got more of a big role, hasn't it?
If we've got like a big open world and mounted combat is going to be more of a big thing, then they could bring the bow to the forefront, man, and have that as like your main weapon rather than having the Master Sword. The Master Sword could be like the bow itself, or the arrow in particular, because it looks really cool.
No, that worries me. I don't want to have. I like the sword play in Zelda games, so if they utilize it, the bow, fine. But I don't really want to play. I don't know. I really wouldn't. I don't think I would really enjoy playing a game all with a bow and arrow as the main thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there won't be a sword. Like there will definitely be a sword because he had a shield on the horse, and you wouldn't have a shield with a bow. But I'm just saying that like maybe rather than being the main focus being the Master Sword, which it usually is, it's usually get the Master Sword, power up the Master Sword in some way, whether it will be like power up this new arrow or this new bow.
Well, you still need the shield because, statistically speaking, defense is always half the game. Oh, listen to the other podcasts, guys. I'm more than happy to see the bow take big step up and be an important part, as long as it doesn't want me to pick up my gamepad and aim it at the screen to shoot it, because then I just won't want to play. We were talking about the Twilight Princess before we came on to podcast, and how the Wii version forced you into swiping your pad, like your Wii remote, around all the time. And I don't want that sort of gimmick. If it's there, then great, but let me have the option to still utilize the controller.
Yeah.
I mean, did you play Skyward Sword though?
Where you pull the bow back with the Wii remote, don't you? And
yeah, it works quite well with that actually. But yeah, with the Wii pad, the Wii pad's absolutely massive. So I'd have some concern if they tried to shoehorn the bow usage with that sort of thing. But
I mean, the Wii pad works as a lap tool.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a mini game in the Game and Wario where you put it on your lap sideways and you have to like pull back like a slingshot style thing and use it to aim it at the screen, but you're not lifting it up too high, so the weight isn't an issue, and you're not going to drop it. It's on your lap. But having the gamepad and then trying to pick it up and look through it, I'm not really bothered about that. If you can keep it down on your lap, look down, and it's aiming on the screen instead of what you're seeing on the TV screen, that might be something, but we'll see. It's a long time to go. I trust them. I trust them to fix the problems.
Yeah.
Anything else on Zelda? Sorry.
Looks great.
Gianni, you're not quite... where do you stand? Because I know you've had a lot of problem with like Wind Waker.
I have to admit, I don't like the art style of Twilight Princess. I didn't like Skyward Sword, and you all know about Wind Waker, and it just looks like a big mashup of Wind Waker and Skyward Sword. I'm gonna have to. I'm reserving judgment because to be honest, I've been let down by Nintendo on their home console Zeldas recently, and I really hope this one can break the mold. But I'm not going in with blind optimism again. And also the fact that Link does look a lot like Guybrush Threepwood, as I was saying earlier.
Oh yeah, you were saying about the ponytails. There's been a lot
of
talk.
Ponytail.
There's been a lot of talk online. Like people are genuinely asking, "Is that a girl?" Like there was talk. I think it was one of the IGN Rewind videos. They were talking about people are saying maybe that's Zelda. Like there's no way that is Link. Clearly that is Link.
You can't turn around and say, "Is that a girl?" This is come from a reputable source, something like IGN. They'll just say anything, as far as I'm concerned. It's clearly Link, because there's no boobs either.
Might be like Mulan, man, just like hiding it all the way to be a boy. Something like that.
Sheik did it.
That would be interesting if they did that, and
be a strange twist at the end, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like there's just no penis.
I wouldn't mind a female Link. I think that'd be fine. I think that would be cool.
I mean, what is Link? It's an idea.
What is Link? What is life?
What is Link? Link is just hero.
Link is life.
Link is hero, right? Link is life. Shrek is love.
He is just a blank slate.
He's embodied in a green tunic, stereotypically, but that we're not seeing that right now either, are we? So
blue
tunic. Water temple.
But he also had a blue shirt in Wind Waker before he got his tunic,
and
he had the farmer's clothes in Twilight Princess before he got his tunic.
But I want to see how this unfolds. There's a lot of stuff with the Zelda timelines that blows you away, and it's fun to read into. Exciting. Zelda's always exciting. A link between Worlds sequel wouldn't go amiss either. There's plenty of room for Zelda stuff to move on again at the moment. Right, Pokemon. The Omega and the Alpha and whatever they're calling these ones, right? They've got the release date of November 28th. Did you see the gameplay?
Nope.
Yes.
I think they've just moved it on to how X and Y look now, right? From what I can see.
It looks exactly like X and Y.
So well done to them for completely remastering their game to look like the definitive versions of what they should be now.
Yeah.
I think that's a good move for them.
Slightly concerned about is, the character models, like in the battle, they're going to be exactly the same. Like, obviously part of the fun of the old ones was seeing like the new sprite work, all the characters looking slightly different and stuff. But it seems all the 3D models are exactly the same, and I was slightly worried battles would feel
exactly the same.
Yeah, so I wonder if they're going to spice up a little bit. We'll see. But that was my only concern.
Anything else on Pokemon? Are we still Brawl from playing X and Y?
When I tuned in live, I saw this is where I tuned in, right? Because I'd fallen asleep.
Let's stop and talk about that. Let's just have a little talk about that for a minute, right? I was telling the guys earlier. I was on the phone to you, like we were texting back and forth from about. I'd say we stopped at about 4:45.
Yeah,
and then it happened. And then at 5 o'clock, Nintendo started. And then at 5:45, I get a phone call from you going, right, I started from here. What have I missed? And I had to recap it. I was really shocked. I guess you can fall asleep anywhere as well. Then you're one of them.
Yeah, I couldn't help it, man. We just finished the 4:30 finish, whatever, the day before or that morning. I needed some sleep, man. I couldn't believe I'd fallen asleep then either. But
meanwhile, in Japan, our friend Ricky that we were talking about, he didn't go to bed. He went out and bought a PS4. Came home and started playing Metal Gear all day.
Good lad.
Come on, Ben. Suck it up. So I move on.
All day.
Talking about sucking it up, right? Bayonetta.
Bayonetta, man.
What a whore. But no, we all love Bayonetta, right?
That's hatred, man.
It's not really hatred. We love Bayonetta.
Love the dodge mechanic.
It's like Edge gave it a 10 out of 10, and they don't give many games a 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
It was questionable until we played it. Like I say, I don't do scores, but Bayonetta is a great game. And I don't know, I think it's going to be a great game to have on the Wii U as well. So what they've done with Bayonetta 2 is they've let you wear like a Samus suit or like Peach or Mario and stuff like that. But they've also given you a special edition coming where you get Bayonetta 1 and 2 for the Wii U. So I'll wait and pick up that version because I'm not sure if it's at launch or if it's coming out a bit later. But I'll wait and get that one as a double pack, definitely.
I didn't know that.
There's going to be a Bayonetta 1 and 2. So if you did miss out on number 1, go back and play that one before you see how they've ruined it in number 2. Next, we had a game that's coming out on September 19th. I had hoped it wasn't coming out that early because now I have to fill the gap between Destiny and everything else at Christmas with this, and that's going to be Hyrule Warriors.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yes, so that's, again, talking off of the podcast, I was saying about the reason I didn't pick up the latest Dynasty Warriors for PS4 is that this game was coming out, and I think I'm making a wise choice. It's looking better and better with every reveal. From the sounds of things, Ben, that's one of the reasons you're getting the Wii U
Let
as well.
me tell you how hyped I am about this game, man. I cannot wait to play this. They showed off some new stuff. They showed off the Zelda is playable. They've got Midna from Twilight Princess now is playable. And then they went on to say, if you've got a favorite character in the Zelda universe, this is the game to buy. So I can only assume that there's going to be a ton more character announcements down the line, man. Also, the stuff that they showed with the bosses, that the bosses are going to have their own individual weak points with certain ways to damage them and stuff. Just like in a Zelda game, but it's going to happen in the field when they appear. Like, oh man, I can't wait. I already love Dynasty Warriors and love Zelda, so I just can't wait to see what they've done with it, man. I'm so excited.
Sounds brilliant.
I go back to Dynasty Warriors 2 on the PS2, and I was given the pad to play it, and I was told, yeah, just have a little run around. I said, what's the point of the game? And they said, just go kill everything. Jumped on a horse. I was the big guy with the axes. I just went after everything, and I fell in love straight away. So good. I can't wait for this. Definitely. Please buy it, everybody. Buy a Wii U first of all, just to say it as well. The next game that I'm probably sure you don't have to buy is the new Kirby game. I'm sorry, but if I wanted Celebrity Deathmatch remade, I'd go right to MTV. It just looks just crap. It's like Clay Fighters and Celebrity Deathmatch. I don't know. It looks. I'm not selling it well, and that's a good.
It's basically the DS one, right? The DS Kirby, where like you draw lines from. It's basically a ball, and it just rolls everywhere, and you draw lines to make a path and collect things and stuff. Yeah.
Like Kirby has the best version of pinball I've ever played, but if I want to draw lines on stuff, I don't want to be leading that little guy around. I don't care.
Yeah. Be a drug addict.
Kirby's Dream Land was probably one of the best games on the Game Boy. And it just hasn't. They've not done anything with him since that's worth talking about. Really.
I can't think of the title, but the DS game was a great one. There's a good platformer for the DS. It escapes me right now when I need it, of course, but I'll try and remember it later. But yeah, he has got some good games, and he is a great character in Smash Bros. Without doubt. He's like the perfect rival to my Pikachu. Definitely.
That ultimate hacks.
It's like the perfect fight off. So less about Kirby, more about Monolith's new game then, which finally has its title. It's the Xenoblade Chronicles X. Lots of X, guys. Lots of big things, lots of excite. Did they? I might have missed it, but did they say anything about this having online or anything?
They didn't say anything like that, man. They showed it was like a story trailer. They showed lots of Japanese dialogue, which I'm hoping they keep in the game and we don't just get a dubbed version.
Oh yes, please. Yeah.
The first Xenoblade, we had an English dub, I believe. It was all British voice actors, which it wasn't bad, but it wasn't. I'd prefer to play that game in Japanese with subtitles. Which, if they're showing that trailer at E3 in Japanese with subtitles, I'm fairly sure they're going to leave it in. So, I'm excited, man. The trailer looks awesome. It looks like a sweet ass JRPG, and I haven't played a proper good console JRPG that wasn't a Tales game in a long time, so I'm excited.
We'll see, won't we? Like I said, though, if they can introduce, and it works well, an online story mode, or even just an online sort of like deathmatch mode, something, just to involve more people in the same title, it would be fun. Something that the Nintendo do have a good online service. It works well, it plays really smooth, but they don't have the right games that utilize it, so you need to get more than just Smash Bros. And Mario Kart on there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Right, Mario Maker. This was sort of like leaked a little bit before E3 because it was on the show floor. I thought it was just for the 3DS. It seems there's like a Wii U version then.
How good does this look, really?
See, I was saying to Johnny that I wasn't 100% sold on it, but then that was more when it was in the original NES style. I think more of the sort of like Mario U, I'd love to make my levels like that. But I don't want to go back and make 8-bit levels, not now.
Well, from what I saw, it looks like you can switch on the fly. You can make your level and then just with a touch of a button switch between 8-bit and the new sort of Mario U style, just with a touch of a button.
Yeah.
Which looks amazing.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'd need to see more of it, I think. I think it's an exciting idea and it could lead you to more. Especially if you can share your levels and rate them and a community in the Miiverse and
that has to
I mean the possibilities are there, aren't there, with this game? Right, a brand new IP then, in the shape of Splatoon. This looks promising, I think. It kind of reminded me of like Codename Kids Next Door from Cartoon Network. Yeah,
I saw that.
Did you get that vibe? Yeah,
definitely.
Sort of the style of the characters definitely fits to it. But I don't know, Gianni, have you seen this one? Or Johnny, have you seen this one?
No.
I haven't, no.
Okay, I'll give you a little bit about it then. So the idea is you're set off on this big area, this map, and you'll be in teams of 4. So it's 4 versus 4, and you have almost like paintball guns then. You're just going to be shooting your ink all over the place, basically. Let's say one team's orange, one team's blue. If the orange team, the aim is to spread as much of your ink as you can around the court, and then at the end of the game, whoever's got the most, wins. The most coverage wins, basically.
That's like my life.
You got the more you just like marking your territory with jizz everywhere. That's what it is. But yeah, so the idea would be then you get the coverage, you win. So orange team goes around and spreads all their love everywhere, and then once it's your ink on the floor, you can turn into a squid to move through your ink really quick. If you come across the opponent's ink, you move really slowly through it. And then you start sludging through it. You can't move through it very well. But if you shoot your ink up a wall and onto another level, you can like glide right up it as a squid. So it's like really smooth movement, and the transformation between the human kid to the squid and then back out to human form at the end is really smooth for like this early stage as well. And I think it probably doesn't have legs to be a great seller, but it could be one of those sort of games that's remembered. So it's got promise in that sense. It could be one of those games that was great, but not many people picked it up.
It looks like a really, really fun multiplayer experience.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see a lot of people buying it, like I said, unless they're invested in maybe local play. Let's have a look. We'll see if it's got some couch multiplayer or if it's all online. There aren't enough people with Wii U's for it to have that yet. You need 8 players. Don't know how good AI would be. You've got to play it, haven't you, to find out really, and we'll see. But it's a good concept. But again, like earlier when I was talking about in the other podcast, I was talking about Rainbow Six Siege. It feels like a mode within a bigger game.
Yeah. I get that.
So if they sold it as like a download release and it wasn't full price, that's probably where the market could be for that one. But if they try and release this as a retail, I think they might fall on their face with it. Cool. But definitely paintball, codename Kid Next Door.
Sounds good.
They finished on a character reveal for Smash Bros, but Ben and I agreed it looked like it was going to be a Smash Bros anime, which would have been the most amazing thing ever.
It started off, right, a really badass scene. They had the goddess from Kid Icarus. I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
It's Palutena.
Palutena. She was talking as the battle was going on, and she was saying things, like, oh, this fighter from Hyrule has promise, as they were like doing battle, and it was really, really cool, really well animated, and I was like, holy shit, this is going to be a Smash Bros anime or like an animated film. I was getting really hyped up, and then it turned out it's just a fucking character reveal trailer for her. I couldn't believe it. I haven't been so let down in ages. Oh god, it just shows that I really want a Smash Bros anime. It looked amazing.
It's something I'd never thought about before, but to be honest, it could work. Like, Nintendo have got legs to move that forward, and I think I'll move on to talk about the Smash Bros Invitational in a minute, actually. But yeah, you can see from that it had legs to get the fan base there for it as well. But yeah, so it was the reveal of Palutena from Kid Icarus to go into the game. I don't know how much that's needed. I do really want to play the Kid Icarus 3DS game. I don't know. We'll have to go back and find it.
Kid Icarus Uprising, yeah?
Yeah, it
was really enjoyable. The most impressive thing about that game is how genuinely funny the dialogue is all the way through. Like, more so than like the gameplay or the story. Just the way the characters like nag at you and stuff. And her in particular, like she is really funny in that game.
I mean, that could be something that shifts a few more Kid Icarus copies there. One of the lead developer on, like, the head of the project for Smash Bros. He reinvigorate Kid Icarus? Am I thinking right? I might have to go back and check it. That might be how he's ended up in it. Yeah, I'll go back and have a look. I think he's one of the ones responsible for bringing Kid Icarus to the 3DS, and that might be why. He might be like, no, I'm putting my character in there. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm doing it. Right, that's it for the actual digital event. I think they finished on some weaker points. I think it was nice to see a new IP, but it wasn't quite what we expected. Reggie said that's it, and then he ended. But then it showed Miyamoto in an office playing clearly Star Fox on a Wii U with a blurred out screen.
Why didn't they just show us?
Yeah, right. I don't understand.
He turned around and said that he's going to be out there playing on the Treehouse, so their show floor, throughout E3, revealing his new IPs. And then it was later confirmed that, yes, he had 3 new IPs. The Star Fox one, the big robot one, and another one that the name escapes me now because I didn't take notes yesterday. But I think it's interesting to see that he wants to utilize the gamepad in his games, because there's obviously been a lot of moan and complaints about the pad not being used and how they should be releasing the console without it.
Yeah.
Don't be silly. It's the part that is the console more than the console itself. So yeah, let's have a new Star Fox. I'm very excited about that. We'll see in a minute. That's on the rumor game, so that makes me happy. What's going to happen is the gamepad is going to act as a cockpit view, and then the screen on the TV is just going to show your R-Wing or your tank, or new to the game would be helicopters. They're confirmed for Star Fox now as well.
I'm fine with that.
Bizarre modes, we'll see. I'm a big fan of everything with Fox in it. So
I just want a new Star Fox, man. Before we move on, Jamie, you're right. Masahiro Sakurai was the director of Kid Icarus Uprising.
So there we go. That's why Palutena. Senator Palpatine. That's why he's in the new Smash Bros. As well. But the Smash Bros. Invitational, it's there on the Nintendo official YouTube page. Check it out. It's 2 hours of Geek Fest, but at its finest. And I'm not knocking it. I mean it in the best way possible. I've sat and watched it, really enjoyed it. They've taken some of the best Smash Bros. Fighters from around the world, got them in for this Invitational. They've had their knockout rounds. What I quite liked is when matches would finish, they would let people hold up cards to say who the fan favorite was for each round as well. And then from those eliminated fan favorites, they put them together in a little fan favorite tournament as well. They had a celebrity match as well. When I say celebrity match, I mean like the American equivalent of us having Hollyoaks people on it.
Oh, okay.
So it was some guy from Teen Wolf, another guy from Pretty Little Liars, some girl from some show I didn't see because her name, it didn't show the screen. And also Zelda Williams participated in that. So that was interesting to see. She did come out on stage holding a Majora's Mask as a shield. It had like straps behind it as if she could use it as a shield on her arm. If that's Nintendo's biggest hint yet that we're going to get the 3DS Majora's Mask, then keep bringing it because that's got to happen soon as well.
Yeah, it really does.
But yeah, the tournament worked out well. The disappointing thing at the end is that the finale came down to two guys, one playing as Kirby, who was clearly the preferred choice, and they were all cheering for him the whole way through, and somebody playing as Zero Suit Samus. And they seemed to deploy a tactic right at the end there, knowing that it would go to sudden death if they couldn't get the final drop on him, even though he was miles off on the last life. So he just jumped around the stage for the last minute, which made for really boring viewing, and the crowd got very restless and got pissed off at him.
Really?
He then went on to win. It doesn't matter if I tell you that. He went on to win in sudden death, so the crowd just weren't happy. And then Reggie came out on stage to present the awards, so they got happy again. He did say there's nothing set in stone because they haven't really thought about it, but he said from the feedback and from the support for this year, they do want to make it an annual thing. And I say credit to them, do it, because it's a game that clearly had a fan base. There were thousands of people in that arena.
That's amazing.
They did it in the Nokia Arena in LA and just down the road from E3. Everybody was happy. Everybody was having a good time. It's really good fun. Go check it out on YouTube if you like your Smash Bros. Definitely. I mean, that's it from Nintendo for now.
Well, before we move away from them, I'd just like to point out that for me, they had by far the best conference type thing. Even though it wasn't a traditional conference, theirs was easily the most enjoyable to watch, and I am really excited to see them do this again and again going forwards, man. This new format just works better than a press conference. I was entertained from everything that I saw. When I went back to rewatch it all the way through as well, it just flowed so well, man.
Yeah,
this is how it should be done.
Cutaways, right? They were just impressive as well.
It helps that Reggie is so likable. I didn't realize until now how much I actually fucking like Reggie. He's so cool. He is the face of Nintendo, man, and I'm fine with that. Just let him do all the announcements.
We said this recently as well. The more of a backseat Iwata can take now, the better. And let Reggie really fill that gap. And he's shown it this year. There was no Iwata. He didn't even travel to E3. Reggie took full reins. Just really enjoyed it. He does make for a great face. And there's the internet loves Reggie. And what more do you need? When the internet loves you don't need anything else.
It's true, man. The Robot Chicken Reggie stuff was amazing as well. Absolutely amazing. Really, really enjoyable presentation all the way through. So
this is Wii U seller time now, right?
Oh, hell yeah, man. That stuff that they announced there, I am planning on buying a Wii U now. I wasn't planning before. We went over this in the last podcast the other week on what percentage of, or what out of 10 we wanted a Wii U. Mine's it's a 10 out of 10 now. It's overflowing. I have to buy one. I'm going.
So are we at the point where if Zelda was just let's say Zelda came out this Friday.
Even without Zelda, man.
No, I'm just saying though, let's say Zelda came out this Friday. How many kidneys are you stealing ready for this Friday?
I think I'd be okay, personally. But
I'm not making you sound poor, sorry. I just mean if you're put on the spot.
I'm just conscientious, man, with the money that I have.
All right. Well, you have to buy a Wii U now anyway, because I need somebody to play Hyrule Warriors with, definitely. Right, should we talk about the rumour game?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's get these results.
So who won last year?
I did.
Johnny won last year.
Should I just pick out some highlights from all of the weeks first of all?
And,
do it. Maybe go through some of the some of the more exciting bits. I mean, Crackdown getting revealed, that's a very exciting bit for me.
Yeah.
I say with Uncharted, we did say if it was gameplay, you'd score the points. So we're not going to say that's gameplay, even though it might be in game engine. It still wasn't some gameplay, was it? So I don't think we're ready there. Yeah. Disappointing to see no new IP from Guerrilla Games, because from some of the leaked concept art, if it's real, it looks fascinating. It could be exciting for them. Getting Project Beast as a PS4 exclusive and then getting its name now, Bloodborne, right?
That's still points. Come on. I'm going to lawyer that shit if you don't give us points for that.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Cool. Although you did say maybe, so you only scored 1 point on that one.
Fuck.
So that's no commitment. Fail there. We did get some Sony Destiny time exclusives. We talked about that. Disappointing not to see Gears of War, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Other than the logo on screen.
It's a tiny little logo, yeah.
And then were we ever realistically going to see anything from Fallout or The Last Guardian?
Of course we weren't, but...
Halo 1 to 4 collection. I just put that one in there and talk about how I said that as well, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ben with your no.
I was half right. Halo 2 anniversary is a thing.
Like, when they... Like, just
but Halo 2 was always going to happen.
When they revealed Halo 1 to 4, and I was going, yeah, Ben, you see that, right? You see that, yeah? All he could talk about was like, yeah, but there is Halo 2, and I said that.
I'm just saying.
Like, bigger picture, yeah?
Halo 2 anniversary's in there, man, so I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, but that was nailed on. That was always nailed on.
It was going to happen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely. Right, so should we go to the scores?
Let's do it.
Should we talk about who's in last place this year, then?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Go on, just tell me.
Johnny.
Yeah!
Cute. Oh, full from grace.
Johnny with 23 points. So how many reveals did we have? So the most you could have scored was 48, but that would have been a perfect 2 points for everything, right? Yeah. So that wasn't going to happen, was it? But 23, that's respectable, considering that I like my rumours to be a bit out, left field. To say that Rare were going to reboot Battletoads and Perfect Dark, that was going to be a bit funny, wasn't it? But yeah, like
in my seat, man, waiting for that Battletoads announcement.
Could have just I could have killed for that, right? So no, still a good score. I don't want to tell you who got them yet, but let me tell you, second place got 24 points.
That's me. There's no way that's not me. Come on.
And then first place got 28 points.
Ooh.
So yeah, Ben in second place with 24 points.
Yeah.
Then Janny in first place with 28. So what I've done is I've come up with a little grid, and because it just proves here negativity wins, because Gianni had the most no answers, and that's where he's scoring the points. So it shows being pessimistic.
We don't call it pessimism, we call it realism.
We're calling it I call it judgment.
Yeah.
So we have as it is.
We have a new E3 Rumour Game champion. Let's see if we're still doing this next year then.
Okay. I will win next year, by the way. I'm just saying this. I'm putting out there now. Prophecy, man.
But yeah, that was good fun. Like I said, yeah, a lot of no's there, gave you the win. Being very careful and picking yes and no and only having one maybe as well in there, Gianni, that proved to come to fruition for you, because the maybes, the other guys put 3 maybes each, and that might be where they've been let down on points as well a little bit.
But were there maybes on the same one, or were they on games that I would score points, or how?
I mean, yeah, on times where you've maybe scored 2, the maybe either gets 1 or nothing. So you've got to be careful. And I don't see places where people have both said maybe, so there's no level playing field for those. It's if one's maybe, the others are definitely yeses or nos. But yeah, it makes for interesting viewing. I do like to play around with Excel spreadsheets, as you guys know. But yeah, that was good. And yeah, like I said, and something else next year would be fun as well, because it just makes E3 that bit more interesting to think about what could be coming up, and just obviously getting our geek on about games as well.
Yeah, man.
It's always exciting.
Right? Yeah? Okay, so that's it for E3. At this point, just want to make a note that it's going to be quite quiet on the gaming front, and it's going to be quite heavy on the football front. For myself, Gianni, and Ben, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Johnny will just be like, what? Japan are playing? Shit.
Yeah.
So because it's the World Cup, we're going to kind of take a bit of a podcast break. However, if big news does break, we can definitely jump on for one-on-one sessions or some quick pop-up podcasts, but nothing set in stone for the next 4 weeks, definitely. Like I said, just if anything big comes up. So that gives us a chance to actually play some games ready for when we come back. so people will have something to talk about as well. Right?
Yep, sounds good to me.
Cool.
There's no way we're going to be focusing over the World Cup, so it makes sense.
I mean, with 3 games a day, starting from 5 p.m., not waking up till about 3 p.m., it kind of makes sense. I'm not going to have time for gaming. So, like us on Facebook still. We will be around. We'll still be on Twitter at @GCSE_games. You can talk to us on there. All of the individual Twitter tags will be down in the description as well. Like videos, like them, watch them, share them, do stuff like that. Subscribe to the channel as well, and just keep listening, please.
You're all good people, and we like you.
Yeah.
Apart from Johnny.
Apart from Johnny.
Yeah.
Because you're not Grim Fandango, so he hates it.
Just because I won.
It does amaze me. One game from a whole bloody conference. But yeah, thank you guys. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.